When you do a PhD, it has to be new knowledge. You must be contributing something new to knowledge or a new slant on an existing topic. Now, every time I talk about this, I get a lot of mixed responses in my videos. The comments are either, well, of course, that's the whole point of doing a PhD. It has to be new knowledge. And it's almost as if, why would I even create a video like this? But that's okay if you actually know that doing a PhD has to include new knowledge, because many people don't actually know this. Hence the reason why I keep creating videos talking about it. And the other comments are, well, how can there be anything new in the world? Because surely we've invented or talked about everything. And I find that response even more fascinating, because to me, as someone who has a PhD and who is constantly advancing their own research, I know that there are so many things that I don't know about, even though I'm an expert in my topic. And then the other questions are, well, how do you come up with something new? Now, it's not necessarily about inventing something new or magicking something new out of thin air. It is more about looking at the knowledge that's already there and questioning it. And I think that's one of the things that I've come to understand about my own brain as a researcher, is that I am constantly questioning the things that I read. I think that's one of the skills of doing a PhD, is that yes, you're going to take existing knowledge and you're going to read it and you're going to disseminate it and you're going to summarize it. But ultimately, you're going to look at that research and you're going to say, do I agree or disagree with this? And if I agree, why? And if I disagree, why? And this is what makes a good research question, is that you're setting out to prove something, or you're setting out to show why something hasn't existed before and what is the knowledge that you're going to put in its place. How are you going to literally fill that gap? And that is why it's called the research gap. What do you think should go into that gap? And so part of your job as a researcher is to be constantly questioning, constantly looking at knowledge, constantly looking at the gaps in those knowledge, and within your own area and topic, constantly looking to fill that gap with knowledge.